Good morning, students. How are you all? Hope you all are fine. Stay home, stay safe. In the previous lesson, we have learnt about the world wars. World wars occurred due to the heavy competition between the European industrialized countries like United Kingdom, Germany, France, Spain, etc. These countries used to fight for the colonies. They occupied all the countries of America, Asia and Africa as their colonies. Children, what is a colony? When any country controls another country economically and politically, it is said to be a colony of that particular country. Example, India was a colony of Britain. So, in this lesson, national liberation movements in the colonies, we are going to learn about how the people in the colonies fight for their freedom. A case study of China, Vietnam and Nigeria were given in this lesson. China, one of the neighboring countries of India, was actually independent for the namesake, but it is under the control of many other foreign countries. Let us learn about the conditions in China. China was ruled by the emperors of Manchu dynasty, but it was unsuccessful in defending the interest of China from the Western colonial powers. So, actually, China was independent for the namesake, but it was under the control of many Western colonial powers. Even though Manchu dynasty was ruling in China, they were unsuccessful in protecting the people, Chinese people, from Western colonial powers. So in 1911, Manchu Empire was overthrown and a republic was established under Sun Yat-sen. In 1911, what happened, children? Manchu Empire was overthrown. That means it was removed from the throne. Empire was removed from the throne and a republic was established. Republic. Children, here, what is the meaning of republic? A government formed by the elected representatives. How we elect our representatives? By conducting the elections. So in the same way, in China also, in 1911, a republic was established under the leadership of Sun Yat-sen. Here we see who was Sun Yat-sen. Sun Yat-sen was regarded as the father of modern China. Even though he studied medicine, he was greatly worried about the future of China. Why? Because China was controlled by many foreigners in those times. So Sun Yat-sen, he was greatly worried about the future of China, and he fought and he made this China a republican country. So he was regarded as the father of modern China. He also designed a program of 3 principles called San Min Chui. These are nothing but nationalism, democracy and socialism. Nationalism. Under the principle of nationalism, overthrowing all the foreigners from the country. That means under the principle of nationalism, they have overthrown all the foreigners. All the foreigners were removed from the country. They were sent out of the country. Democracy. Under the principle of democracy, they had established a democratic form of government. How we have a democratic form of government, in the same way they also established democratic government in China. And under the principle of socialism, controlling industries, distribution of land to the landless. Controlling all the industries were controlled by the government and the land was distributed to the landless people. Even though China became a republic country, But Sun Yat-sen was unable to come to power because the country was controlled by warlords. The country was controlled by warlords. Warlords are nothing but regional military powers. In the lower section, you have learnt about those particular regions were given to the bigger landlords, and they used to have a military power, and so that they used to control with that military power. Those were called as warlords. These were very powerful in those particular regions. So these warlords, nothing but regional military power, they had taken the control of China. So the Sun Yat-sen couldn't become the leader of China. On 4th May 1919, people demonstrated in Beijing to protest against the decisions of the Versailles Peace Conference. So people started a demonstration in Beijing. Why? Because Beijing is the capital city of China. So all the people started to protest against the decisions of the Versailles Treaty. They don't like the decisions of the Treaty of Versailles. In the last lesson, you have learnt that Treaty of Versailles was made in the year 1919. In that treaty, China, even though it was one of the ally, that means friend of Britain, but it could not get back its territories which were taken away by Japan. So all the people of China started to protest against the decision of the Versailles Peace Conference. So this protest turned into a movement, and it was called as the May 4th movement, as it was done on 4th May 1919. It was called as the May 4th movement. Children, this question will be asked under either 1 mark or 2 mark in the exams. And also, a whole generation of people came together to attack the old traditions and to save China through modern science and education. So also, the whole generation of people, they came together and they began to attack these old traditions. They don't like China, any old traditions in China, and they wanted to save China through modern education and through nationalism and all. Revolutionaries wanted the foreigners to leave China because they were controlling the country's resources. Revolutionaries here are all the people, those who are making the movement, those who came together to make a protest. So all these revolutionaries, they wanted the foreigners to leave China. Why? Because most of the lands were under the control of the foreigners, and all the resources were under their control. So they also wanted to remove inequalities in the Chinese society. They also wanted foreigners to leave China. They wanted to remove inequalities in Chinese society, and also they wanted to reduce poverty. Also, they advocated many changes in the society. They brought many changes in the society, such as use of simple language and script. That means not to use any of the unknown scripts and all, unknown languages and all. Instead of that, they began advocating these changes like using simple language and script, and abolishing the subordination of women. And also, subordination of women means women were being suppressed. They were not given proper importance in the Chinese society. So they wanted to stop the subordination of women and the practice of foot binding. Foot binding means it was very cruel practice in China that they don't allow women to have fully grown feet. Their feet were being tied up with a rope, and until 1 month they used to keep like that, and it was one of the cruel practices followed in China, old China. So they wanted to stop all these kind of cruel practices. They also demanded for equality in marriage and economic development to end poverty. So these young generation people, they wanted their society to be equal society, equality in marriage, and also they wanted economic development. They wanted to bring development in their society to end the poverty. After the Republican Revolution in China, two major parties emerged. One is the Kuomintang Party or the National People's Party or KMT Party. This Kuomintang Party, it is also called as National People's Party or KMT Party. That means Kuomintang. And the Chinese Communist Party, it is also called the CCP Party. It is also called the CCP Party. So these two parties emerged as the major parties of China. So this Kuomintang Party had followed the ideas of Sun Yat-sen. This party is based on Sun Yat-sen's ideas. Sun Yat-sen, you all know who is Sun Yat-sen. He was the father of modern China. And after the death of Sun Yat-sen, Chiang Kai-shek, he became the leader of the Kuomintang Party. After the death of Sun Yat-sen, Chiang Kai-shek became the leader of the Kuomintang Party, and he used a military campaign. He launched a military campaign to control China. Why? Because he wanted to control all the warlords. Warlords are spread across China in different regions. To control those warlords, Chiang Kai-shek launched a military campaign in China. And the Kuomintang's social base was in urban areas of China. Mostly they had their social base. Kuomintang social base was in the urban areas of China. Mostly it was popular in the urban areas of China. You know, I think what are the urban areas and what are the rural areas. So towns of China, this Kuomintang Party was very popular. And also at that time industrial working class was emerging. That means mostly people were from rural areas. They wanted to work in the industries. So many industrial workers emerged in China in that period. And also these women also were very interested to work in the industries along with the men. Men and women both were interested as to work in the industries. But women earned very low wages when compared with men. In those days, in the industries, women were earned very low wages than men. Also, the ideas of freedom, women's rights were becoming popular at that time. Ideas of freedom. People were, as the industrial working class emerged, as the towns and cities and all are increasing, you all know children, people began to educate and they used to develop the ideas of freedom. They used to get some more knowledge when they study, and so they were influenced by the ideas of freedom, women's rights. These ideas were becoming popular in China in those times. Was a conservative. Children, here we have seen that after the death of Sun Yat-sen, Chiang Kai-shek became the leader of the Kuomintang Party. We will see what kind of a person was Chiang. Chiang Kai-shek was a conservative. Conservative means here children traditional. Traditional means here he don't wanted any of the innovative ideas. That means new changes he don't want to take place in the society. He was very conservative. He thought that women's role should be limited to the household. He don't like women coming out of the houses and working in the industries. He thought that women's role should be limited to the household. He should look after the household works and all. But she must not come out of the houses and work in the industries. That was his thoughts. He tried to suppress the trade unions. We have discussed lastly that there were many industrial workers emerged. No children, and also many trade unions were formed. But this Chiang Kai-shek, he tried to suppress the trade unions. Trade unions, he don't want to work these trade unions. These trade unions must not be active. And the Kuomintang party was failed to unite the country. This Kuomintang party was failed to unite the country. Why? Because firstly we have seen that both the Kuomintang party and the CCP party were emerged as the major parties to unite the country China. But actually this Kuomintang party was failed to unite the country because its narrow social base. That means this party couldn't able to win the people's support. Why? Because it has a very narrow social base. We have seen this Chiang was a conservative. He don't want any of the innovative ideas to be implemented in the society. He don't want women to come out of the houses and work in the factories and industries. So because of his narrow-mindedness, this party couldn't able to unite the country and also ignored the peasantry. This Kuomintang party under the rule of Chiang Kai-shek, under the leadership of Chiang Kai-shek, they ignored the peasantry. But actually children, Sun Yat-sen's idea was to give importance for the peasantry, to distribute the land for the landless peasants and all. But his main idea, Sun Yat-sen's main idea was ignored by Chiang Kai-shek. And also Kuomintang party can't remove inequalities from the society. Whatever inequalities were emerging in the society, they were not at all, they were failed to remove all these inequalities from the society. It only tried to impose military orders. This Kuomintang party under Chiang Kai-shek, they only go on imposing military orders on the people rather than addressing the problems faced by the people. Instead of asking the people about their problems, they only go on imposing the military orders. Children, have you understood, I suppose? So because of all these causes, this Kuomintang party was failed to unite the country China. Children, it's time for your homework now.